thought I'd drop a video on how we're getting on. And see, it's all wrapped now. Let's go that all the way around. I'll need to batten it. Look at some point about getting some nice external cladding. I still need to put another step here. I've just used that pallet for now, but I'll build something up, but probably is what I've got, and I'll make this into a step. Inside the structure, I still need to put a lock in there. The lock that originally came with it didn't have a key for it, so I've still got to cut out the expanding foam and obviously insulate, but prior to that I have actually just been in touch with the Sparky, and he's going to come out tomorrow and he's going to have a look, and then hopefully get us booked in at the end of the month to get the electrics up to it. My kind of thought is having the armoured core come up here in the consumer unit, and then from there this is going to be this is unfinished, but this is going to be the bar. I think that's kind of where Sandy's decided that she wants it, and obviously with this end of the deck being nearer ground level, it's possibly better for the weight anyway. So we'll probably, this all depends on obviously speaking to the Sparky, but what I'm kind of hoping for is above the bar, maybe just having like two lights coming down with a kind of like the shade that you would probably get over a pool table or something, and then possibly another one or two lights over there. I don't know if one will be enough or two. The Sparky will probably be able to tell me that better. Probably then have like a two-way switch here or something. Have a separate one for the bar and a separate light circuit for the rest of the build. Up to now, probably looking at either one or two double sockets down here. I'm hoping to get either a double fridge or two separates. I have got one at the minute. It's quite small, but it'll do for the time being. Get something there, and possibly just like a small like ice something there as well. So that'll be the electrics for the fridge, hopefully, or whatever else we might put on this wall that I might just plug into a socket. Probably here at the bar, my kind of thought is having a double socket, but having like a USB style. So if you were at the bar, you can just plug your phone in. Because the door opens in the way, kind of thought that it would be really tight to get a seating area in there. So my thought is, because originally the bar was going to go there, but obviously that plan changed and it's over here now. So my thought is having the heater down here. I've got like an electric log burner style, and then possibly TV up on the wall there. Yeah, so a TV on the wall, bar there, couple of stools, the lights, the double doors that'll open behind you if it's a really nice day. This window that is two-way, so it'll either just open like that for your airway, or I can actually completely open it as well. So that was a good find. And then probably have the seating as an L shape along here. I know you've got the window behind it, but it supposes what I could fit in with the design of the build. Like I say, I mean, originally the bar was going to be there, seating was going to be here, but then obviously because the window's there and the door's there, well, where'd you put the TV? So it made more sense to put the TV that side and have an L-shaped seating area there. Kind of hoping to get me hands on maybe an L-shaped sofa bed. It just means that when it's all finished and insulated, it could also double up as an extra room if you've got like a few guests coming or whatever. Like you, Davy Boy, if you come up with the boys at some point, it's just obviously somewhere extra that we can accommodate people. Floor, the deck does run off. You know what I mean? That was discovered during the build. I kind of had an inclination to run off anyway, but even that, I've managed to get the building near enough square, and what I've done is it's still the original deck under here, which has got the insulation in. Graham, you'll know because you helped us complete that. So over here, what we did was we kind of packed the floor up. So it's still not perfectly level, but it's, instead of being like that, it's probably more like nearer like that, and I can live with that, and you don't really notice that much. There is a couple of bits where you walk and you feel a bit of a dip in the floor, but most of the floor is pretty solid. And when I get a floor on top of it, so that'll be either whether we laminate. I mean, I'll prefer carpet, to be honest with you. I think it'll just be much warmer with a nice carpet in here, like dark carpet in here, and then that'll be jobs are good. And the bar top up to now is going to be, because I'm just trying to use up stuff that we've actually already got. So the bar top itself will probably be them tiles and get them tiles bedded on. And Sandy's got build a little frame kind of under here, like kind of build like all the way along just to support the weight on either side. And then Sandy's got some trim that'll actually finish off these edges. The front of the bar there, I've just reused the pallets. I was gonna just we were gonna just build it all from new, but obviously costs and stuff like that. We thought maybe use up what we've got. I have here, I've got 4 boxes of this parquet flooring. I'm not going to use it for the floor. That's going to be what's going to be used to kind of finish the bar off. So it'll be finished off with that on this side, whether the boards are that way or that way. I'll leave that up to Sandy. I think the design of the barn, I think, is going to be more of a Sandy domain rather than mine. As you can see, you've got the window here. That wasn't part of the original plan. However, when you came up, Graham suggested putting a window in, just so you can still get your view outside. And to be honest, I think if you were sat here at the bar, it is something quite nice to look at. So the window was definitely a good shout. And the other benefit of it is that when the sun moves over, because obviously the summer house is now going to be blocking a bit of the light in the garden, I'm still going to get the evening sun coming through this window, so that'll be quite pleasant. So that was a good shout. Once the electrics is done, the time being, I've actually got shed felt on the ceiling, on the roof. I'm hoping to change that at some point. That's just temporary. I hopefully change that at some point for an actual rubber roof. And I've been already spoke to my brother about that. All the ceiling, that's going to be insulated. I've got some foil back Kingspan there. I'll probably use the rest of that up, and for the walls I'll maybe just use rock wool, to be honest with you. I'm just going to see how we'll get on. I will get on and help and what we can actually get our hands on. That'll determine what the walls are going to be insulated with. However, rock wool, rock wool will be fine. It's not something that we're going to be living in, so it'll just be insulated to a degree. However, the outside, you notice that I've got the foil backed wrap on it, so that should help. That should help keep some the heat from losing some of the heat. After that, obviously all the walls will be and the ceiling will actually plasterboarded. There is two ways you can do it. You can actually just timber panel it. As you see, when I bought the unfinished build, his build, he had the walls all lined with that. I've used that on the floor. I'll probably put a couple of them boards up around the bar just so I can hang the optics on, and that'll give us something for the screws to grip into. So I'm not going to line it with timber, I'm going to line it with plasterboard. Obviously pre that I will get a vapor barrier, and the vapor barrier will go in first. Thinking about ventilation, I'm going to see how I get on and what ventilation I might not need. I have actually got a couple of vents. We did think about putting one over by the door there, or by the bar, whichever. However, that window there does actually have a trickle vent. Possibly needs replacing the trickle vent, but I mean, I know, then again it works. So I have got a trickle vent, so if we are in using it, we could just open the trickle vent and that hopefully should do the job. I could potentially put another trickle vent up there because it's actually got the hole cut out. The big bar doors, what I had to do was, because that door was designed to open inwards, and I've now swapped them so they open outwards. So I'm going to have to really, when I've still got like the windows and everything, the seal, and the door to seal in. So I'll be very thinking with a very generous with the silicone and everything, doing that. Hopefully the water won't come in because the inside of the frame, open the door, it's got the seal that would have been on the outside, but now it's on the inside. And I've obviously had against Graham's wishes, I took the hinges off this side and I swapped them out. Swap them outside, because the other way I could do it would have been to cut notches out here and then put in another timber batten in here to take the hinge. So it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look that bad having the hinges on the outside, not really. So it just needs sealing in. But I'll get there. I'll just keep plodding away. But for right this minute in time, the building work's going to be slow. But that's because of, obviously we need to build up a few quid to continue on, and my priority at the minute is probably the electrics. So that's what I want done next. Get the electrics in. once the electric's in, I've got all the time in the world to do everything else. I would like to get the outside finished, just because just sitting as it is with the wrap on, it is a bit of an eyesore until you get like the nice cladding on. But for now, and the cost situation, gonna have to save a few pennies for that anyway. And in the meantime, I think I'd rather get the electrics in first. So that's pretty much the latest update.